Hello.
So Sarah, do you want to tell us a little bit about you?
My name is Sarah. I'm 20. I can't think.
Do you want to count on your fingers?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 28.
Yeah, 28.
I had a stroke at school when I was 18, when I was in my English class. I was supposed to be speaking a line, so I realised I didn't actually realise, but all of my friends and my teacher realised because I couldn't talk at all. I didn't realise that I had a stroke. I was thinking I was just tired because it was the first part of the day, but I went to the hospital straight away.
And were you conscious?
I was kind of out of consciousness all the time, and I can't really remember what happened when I was in the hospital.
But you couldn't swallow, you couldn't walk, and you had weakness down one side. And what was your speech like after your stroke?
So I couldn't say anything. My parents bought me a magazine, and I realised straight away that I couldn't read because it was all of the words were just goggle-de-gook. I could just see the pictures. Because I couldn't say anything, I couldn't say, oh, I can't read. But also that all of the doctors were talking to me, saying, could you sit down or stand up or raise your, I don't know, and I just couldn't understand what they were talking about. I wanted to help, but I couldn't, so everything really was not working.
So it was a severe stroke and you were in hospital for 5 months, hospital and rehab. A lot of people now think you're better, and how do you feel about that when people say you're better?
Well, if you've seen this video, you've seen that there's things that I can't do, or if it's difficult.
But your speech is very good, isn't it?
So my speech was really bad when I had my stroke. What I said, I couldn't say anything, and then I could say yes and no, but a lot of the time I wanted to say yes, but I said no. So it was very confusing for me, but also all of the people, like my family and friends. That was hard.
And it was quite a long journey with lots of speech therapy, and we did these videos. The first one was 9 months after your stroke, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the first video was really hard. Couldn't really say much, and even though I said, numbers is still difficult, it was so much worse at the start. And my speech is actually, I think, the best thing that I've changed a lot after my stroke, because I've been working really hard because I did speech therapy, but I can't read and write very well. I have apps in my phone and my computer, so if I want to text my friend, I have my app, and because my speech is reasonably good after the stroke, that I can just say what I want to say, and it converts it to like a text, and I use that every day. And the same with my computer, so if I want to have emails, I do the same thing really. It's really hard, and there was, like, after my stroke, there was days that I was very upset and maybe not angry, but just thinking I'm alone. Or so I was in a school, but it was like in college, so I was almost going to do my exams and then I was going to uni. So all of my friends went to uni and I was stuck on my own, and I didn't do much, and that was maybe the worst time, because I didn't know what's going to happen with my life now, because I was thinking I was going to go to uni, I would study what I wanted, which was biology, and I would have a job after, and then I would have a nice boyfriend, I would have kids with, and I would be married, I could have a house, and that was going to be it. But when I had my stroke, everything changed, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? I can't speak, I can't read and write, and I could walk again, so that was good, but I was like, well, and I was lost.
And what do you think helped you? Because a lot of those things that you wanted to achieve, you have achieved now. So what do you think worked for you?
So speech therapy was the first thing that helped me a lot. So my speech was a bit better. So when I was at school, I was working in the weekends at a food shop. They phoned me after my stroke a lot saying, are you alright? Is there anything that they can do? For a year, I think it was a year, that it was just too difficult, and so they were just talking to my parents, and they said, Sarah's, better, but, then, it's not the right time. But there was a time, maybe a year, that we went face to face. We were talking, because what I was doing before my stroke was you need to talk to the customers and numbers and things like that I can't do now. And so I was like, well, I can't do the job that I had before. So they were very, very nice, and they said, we can have a different job that's a bit better for my situation, and I could have another kind of a person working with me just if there's anything that I needed help or to support me. And I had a name, and also it said that I had a stroke. So they were really, really, really good.
And then after you worked there for a while, you felt like you could maybe do something different.
Yeah, so I contact my old teacher, the same school, the one that I had my stroke at, and said I like biology and I was going to study at uni. Is there anything that I can do volunteering to do with biology, science? So I was working still in the supermarket, but also working, I think, 2 days a week. It was not a full day, but it was something that I like. and something practical which I can do, but also talking to people, which was challenging, but also that I was kind of out and talking to people, and that was really nice. It was like I was a normal person again, which was...
And that gave you the confidence to apply for other jobs. And what are you doing now?
So I am, well, I'm not a scientist, but I'm kind of am. I'm a, I can't say it.
A senior technician. They're difficult words, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you're working in cancer research, aren't you?
What? Yes.
Well, in cancer treatment.
Yes. It's real treatment. It's not...
No, it's not research. It's actually helping people with cancer. It's very interesting. You like it, don't you?
It's something that I would be doing maybe after I went to uni. Maybe more higher up, maybe.
But it's been a very long struggle.
But I think the point is that it's something that I wanted to do, and I've been able to do it. I think also that before my stroke I was not driving, but when I was doing speech therapy, one of my goals was having some things to do with driving, because I wanted to pass my driving test, and I did.
So
the first time.
First time.
So,
and also now you have a boyfriend, you've bought a house together, you've come a very long way, haven't you? But it hasn't been easy, and people don't always know that you have aphasia. They don't know that you've had a stroke. You don't always tell them.
I don't say it straight away. I think when I want to talk about it, I will, and I'm not shy about it if people want to talk to me about it. But I don't want to say straight away I had a stroke, because I want to feel like I'm a normal being, and I am. I don't want to feel like, this is Sarah, you had a stroke, you're different. And I think, yes, it's hard, and people think that I'm shy, which I'm not. But I think, you know, I'm me. And so my boyfriend didn't know me before. He's really, really good. He really helps me when I bought the house, which is almost 2 years ago that we bought the house. There was a lot of things that I couldn't do, like phoning up people, and he's really been amazing.
Very supportive.
And but I think the important thing, that even if there's difficulty with a stroke and aphasia, I think if you have goals, you can do it. It's been more challenging, but you can do it.
And you've done a lot of work raising awareness. You've been on television here and radio and in a reality programme, and you've visited people in hospital. We run our support group for people with aphasia, so you're still doing a lot of work to try and
raise awareness. Yeah, it's always raising awareness.
And people still think that young people can't have strokes, so it's important to let people know that. I mean, people listening to this at the conference will know that too, and it can happen to anybody of any age.
But when we did the videos that we've done every year now, we did it because we couldn't see lots of videos, people that have aphasia, and we didn't really realise that people want to watch our videos, because
Yes.
I think there's not anything that exciting, but I think the point is that people want to watch it. And like I always said, you know, I'm one person, all stroke and aphasia are different, and I want to know that there's other people doing it, because then if more people watch people's different stroke and aphasia, that they would understand that what it's like, because people, like normal people, which I think I'm normal as well, but that if they understand more, people are not going to be shy and not talk to people like strangers. It will be just a normal thing, and then people would be not so...
Because there are so many people with aphasia, and
people don't...
people need to know about it, don't they?
Yeah.
So we're doing this video for the conference that's happening in Australia.
Yeah.
And you've been to Australia a few times, haven't you? Because your sister lives there.
And before that, when we went there...
Yeah, we went there once before. You love it there, don't you?
Yeah.
And hopefully going next Christmas.
Yes. I wish I was there with you. But, yeah, maybe another time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.